It's hard to believe, but in just a few terrifying seconds, the Earth itself may have tilted beneath our feet.
8:21 here on the air. We're experiencing very strong shaking. Wow. I think we need to get under the deck.
One quake, one rupture, one planet shaken. On July 29th, 2025, a magnitude 8.8 earthquake ripped through the Kuril-Kamchatka subduction zone, and the consequences went far beyond shattered coastlines. This single event shifted Earth's axis, shaved milliseconds off our days, and rattled the very rhythm of time itself. If Earth can shift this much in an instant, what else could happen next? Chapter 1. M8.8 Megaquake, Kamchatka Trench. What happens when Earth's skin finally tears apart? The Kuril-Kamchatka subduction zone, one of the deadliest fault lines on Earth. For millions of years, the Pacific plate has been grinding against the North American plate, building pressure like a bomb waiting to explode. Then it happened. The crust ripped open in a monstrous arc stretching for hundreds of kilometers. 9 meters, 30 feet, in seconds. Centuries of strain detonated in an instant, releasing energy that rivaled nuclear weapons. And this wasn't buried deep underground. The rupture hit just 20 kilometers down, close enough to the ocean floor to turn the quake into a weapon of water. Billions of tons of seawater surged upward, racing outward like a titanic drumbeat. From Russia to Japan, Alaska to California, sirens screamed. Kamchatka has always been a crucible of fire and ash, but this quake, the strongest ever recorded here, a rupture so violent it left satellites scrambling, governments on edge, and scientists whispering. If one trench can unleash this much chaos, what other monsters are still waiting beneath our feet? Chapter 2. Quake triggers deadly tsunami. In seconds, the ocean turned from lifeline to lethal force. The seafloor heaved, a wall of water rose, and suddenly the Pacific wasn't just an ocean. It was a weapon. Warning systems lit up, sirens echoed over harbors, phones buzzed with alerts. Families dropped everything and ran, not to the sea, but uphill, desperately seeking safety. In Japan, Alaska, and California, the waves brushed shorelines with only a meter of force. But near the epicenter, the story was apocalyptic. On Shumshu Island, a 19-meter wall of water smashed into the coast. Docks and trawlers vanished in white foam. Entire neighborhoods were swallowed. In Severokurilsk, the sea surged 200 meters inland, wrecking homes and factories in minutes. And yet, a miracle. No lives were lost. Preparedness, strict building codes, and Soviet-era engineering had turned fragility into survival. But as survivors combed through debris, one question remained. If the sea can rise this fast, how many times can humanity outrun it? And while waves tore across the Pacific, scientists were about to discover something far stranger. The quake had shaken the very axis of the Earth itself. Chapter 3. Quake shifts Earth's axis. What if the true disaster wasn't in the rubble, but in the heartbeat of the planet itself? When the dust cleared, satellites and atomic clocks revealed a chilling truth. The quake had shoved Earth's axis. The planet had recalibrated. Picture a skater pulling in their arms, spinning faster, unstoppable. Earth just did the same. Its day shortened by microseconds. Its balance nudged by centimeters. Impossible to feel, yet terrifying when you realize entire civilizations depend on that fragile precision. This wasn't new. Chile's 2010 quake shifted Earth by 8 centimeters. Japan's 2011 quake by 14. Now Kamchatka joined them. its scar etched into the planet's hidden memory. And the unnerving part? The axis didn't just move, it slid silently through space, like a fingerprint of catastrophe. If a few centimeters today can disturb the rhythm of time, what could tomorrow bring? Could Earth's very heartbeat fall out of sync? And as the planet tilted, the shockwaves didn't stop at Kamchatka. They raced across entire oceans, reaching lives thousands of kilometers away. Chapter 4: Global shockwaves across oceans. Can one quake really shake the world? From Tokyo to Los Angeles, sirens wailed. Millions received alerts. Entire coasts braced for disaster. In Japan, the ground barely moved, but panic was real. Under 40 degrees Celsius heat, families fled inland. Dozens collapsed from heat stroke before the first wave even arrived. One life was lost, not to water, but to evacuation chaos. In Alaska, Hawaii, and California, ferries rerouted, shelters opened, highways clogged. The tsunami fizzled, but fear didn't. For hours, millions lived on the edge, reminded of how thin the line is between calm and catastrophe. And it wasn't just people. Satellites recalibrated, GPS grids shifted. Even the International Space Station felt the planet shiver. Earth rang like a bell. Struck so hard, its vibration carried from the deepest ocean trenches to the edge of space. If one quake can jolt nations, satellites, and even orbiting astronauts, what happens when the next rupture comes? The answer, scientists realized, was written into Earth's very maps. Because satellites had captured something no one thought possible: the planet redrawing itself in real time. Chapter 5: Satellites capture planet shift. Imagine watching Earth redraw its own borders in an instant. Would you believe your eyes? For the first time ever, satellites and GPS networks captured a megaquake in real time. The numbers were shocking. Some locations jumped nearly 2 meters in a single instant. Maps had to be rewritten overnight. Borders quietly shifted to reflect Earth's new shape. Beyond Earth, deep space tracking networks picked up subtle changes in gravity. Seismic waves ricocheted through the core like an X-ray of a body caught mid-spasm. Earth had exposed its inner machinery.
On the surface, Russia evacuated thousands. In Petropavlovsk, cracks tore through schools, hospitals, and airports. Survivable, but sobering. For scientists, this was more than disaster. It was data. An unprecedented glimpse of Earth in motion. The planet had given up its secrets. But if satellites can watch Earth shift in real time, how long before humanity learns to predict the next rupture? Or will we always be one heartbeat behind the planet itself? And while scientists debunked the myths that spread like wildfire, one question echoed louder than ever. Did Earth really tilt in space? Chapter 6: Earth tilt myth exposed. Did Earth really wobble in space, or is that just a doomsday illusion? Headlines screamed. Social media panicked. Earth's tilt has shifted. But was it true? Here's the reality. Earth's axial tilt, its 23.4 degree lean toward the sun, is untouchable by any quake. Only an asteroid of apocalyptic scale could change it. Seasons didn't shift. Civilization didn't wake up under a new sky. What changed was subtler. The quake shifted Earth's figure axis, its balance of mass, by a few centimeters. Think of a dancer adjusting their stance. Steady, still spinning, but with a new center of balance. The result? Days shortened by microseconds. Tiny, invisible changes etched into climate models, GPS systems, and atomic clocks. The apocalypse didn't come, but the whispers of catastrophe are forever coded into the planet's pulse. So the question isn't, did Earth tilt? It's, what else lies in the data that we don't yet understand? And what if the scariest part isn't nature's power at all, but humanity's own fingerprints shifting the Earth more than Quakes ever could? Chapter 7. Humans shift Earth more than Quakes. What if the real earthquake is us? The Kamchatka quake was nature's warning shot, but data revealed something darker. Humans may be reshaping Earth even more. Since the 1990s, groundwater pumping has shifted Earth's axis by nearly 80 centimeters, far more than most megaquakes. Every aquifer drained, every ton of water moved from land to sea tilts the balance of the planet. Add melting ice caps and rising seas, and humanity's handprint is bigger than tectonics itself. Unlike quakes, our impact doesn't vanish in seconds. It builds, year after year, nudge after nudge, until the planet finds a new balance we may not like. So here's the terrifying truth. We are the quake now. We are moving the Earth under our own feet. And when nature and humanity collide, the planet itself is forever changed. Chapter 8. Earth, permanently scarred. When the sirens fade and the waters retreat, what scars remain in the heart of the Earth? July 29th carved itself into history. Coastlines shifted, satellites logged terabytes of data. Scientists confirmed what many feared. The planet itself had changed. Days shortened, mass redistributed, communities scarred forever by the memory of survival. For the first time, humanity saw the inner machinery of Earth grind in real time. Every ripple, every tremor, every second measured and revealed. The planet had pulled back the curtain. But was this truly the end of the story, or just the beginning? Because what scientists uncovered next was even more unsettling. Kamchatka's rupture was only one link in a chain that circles the entire Pacific. The Ring of Fire. Chapter 9. The Ring of Fire Awakens. If Kamchatka can shake the world, what happens when the entire Ring of Fire trembles together? The Kuril-Kamchatka Trench is only one scar in a chain of fury circling the Pacific. Japan, Alaska, Chile, even California, all tethered by the same volatile system known as the Ring of Fire. Each fault and volcano is part of a restless network that has rewritten history before and could do so again. After Kamchatka's rupture, seismologists noted subtle tremors across the Pacific, from the Aleutians to South America. Nothing catastrophic, but enough to remind us, these systems are connected. A quake here may whisper to a fault thousands of kilometers away. History proves it. The 1960 Chile quake sent ripples that influenced Japan's seismicity. The 2004 Indian Ocean disaster was felt in Alaska. What if Kamchatka is not the end, but the trigger? If one break in the chain can shift time, what will happen when the entire chain begins to move? Chapter 10. Supervolcano fears resurface. Could a megaquake light the fuse of Earth's deadliest volcanoes? Deep beneath Kamchatka's volcanic crown, magma chambers stir. The peninsula is home to over 300 volcanoes, many still active. Some scientists warn that massive quakes can agitate these fiery giants, accelerating eruptions that might otherwise take decades to prepare. It's not just Kamchatka. Yellowstone in the US, Toba in Indonesia, and Campi Flegrei in Italy all rest uneasily above pressure cookers of molten rock. History has shown that tectonic upheavals often walk hand in hand with volcanic awakening. What if the Kamchatka quake was more than a rupture? What if it was a spark? Could the shockwaves echo deep enough to awaken supervolcanoes capable of blotting out the sun, freezing harvests, and collapsing global economies? When Earth moves this violently, the question isn't just what broke, it's what's next. Chapter 11. The Domino Effect on Humanity. If Earth can shift in seconds, how long before human civilization feels the aftershocks? Infrastructure cracked. Supply chains trembled. Insurance markets reeled. The quake's physical damage may have been local,
but the economic aftershocks reverberated worldwide. Shipping lanes across the Pacific halted for hours. Global stock exchanges dipped as panic spread. Energy grids adjusted for satellite disruptions. And while governments scrambled to respond, the true test began. Could our global systems absorb a planet that no longer behaved like the map we built them on? Even GPS-dependent industries, aviation, agriculture, finance, felt the sting of microsecond shifts in timekeeping. And if this is just one quake, what about the cumulative toll? Rising seas from melting ice, axis shifts from water pumping, megaquakes that strike once in centuries but ripple for generations. Are we prepared for a world where the ground itself is no longer stable? Or is modern society built on the illusion that Earth will always stand still beneath us? The deeper scientists looked, the clearer it became. Earth is not just shifting, it's warning us. Chapter 12. The warning beneath our feet. Is Earth sending us a message we refuse to hear? Every quake, every tremor, every microsecond shaved from our days is more than a statistic. It's a signal. A reminder that we live not on solid ground, but on fragile, shifting plates, suspended above fire and chaos. The Kamchatka quake was not the end. It was a chapter, a wake-up call, a demonstration of how quickly the familiar can dissolve into the unthinkable. Maybe the true danger isn't the quake itself, but our refusal to listen. Satellites, seismographs, and even atomic clocks are warning us. Earth speaks in ruptures, in waves, in tilted axes. The question is, are we paying attention? Because if one quake can rattle the heartbeat of time, what will happen when the next one comes? Chapter 13. Quakes that changed history. What if one quake could reshape not just the land, but entire civilizations? History is littered with earthquakes that rewrote the destiny of nations. The 1755 Lisbon quake leveled a city and sparked a wave of philosophical and scientific revolutions. The 1906 San Francisco quake reduced a booming metropolis to ash and reshaped US urban planning forever. The 2004 Indian Ocean quake unleashed a tsunami that killed over 230,000 people across 14 countries, changing global disaster awareness in a single day. Now, Kamchatka's megaquake joins their ranks. It may not have toppled empires or erased capitals, but its fingerprints reach further. Across time, across space, even into the ticking of the planet itself. If past quakes could rewrite human history, what does it mean when one begins to tamper with time? Chapter 14. Could the big one be next? If Earth can shift in Kamchatka, could California's nightmare be closer than we think? Seismologists have long warned of the big one, the inevitable rupture of California's San Andreas Fault. For decades, it has loomed like a shadow over Los Angeles and San Francisco. But now, after Kamchatka's axis-shifting quake, scientists are asking, could the shockwaves destabilize other critical faults? The San Andreas, the Cascadia subduction zone, Japan's Nankai trough. Each one is locked, storing centuries of pressure. Any could unleash devastation on a scale modern society has never endured. Could the quake that tilted the planet be the tremor that sets others free? Could Kamchatka's rupture be the whisper before California's roar? If one quake can shake time itself, what would happen if multiple megaquakes struck in succession? Chapter 15. Living on a restless planet. If the ground beneath us can never be trusted, how do we build a future on it? Every bridge, every city, every power line is built on an assumption that the ground will hold steady. But July 29th proved again that Earth does not make promises. The crust moves, the seas rise, the axis shifts. We live not on a solid foundation, but on a restless machine. And yet, humanity adapts. Stronger building codes, faster warning systems, global satellite networks watching every tremor. Each disaster gives us new tools, but also new warnings. The lesson is clear. Survival will not come from ignoring Earth's movements, but from learning to live with them, to prepare, to adapt, to respect the planet's raw, untamed force. Because the question is not if the Earth will move again, it's when. If this video opened your eyes to the fragile truth beneath our feet, don't let it end here. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this story with someone who needs to hear it. The Earth is restless. The next rupture is already building, and you'll want to be here when we uncover it.